Excite was a web search engine, although at the time when we first started building it, the web was really nascent, right? This is 1993. Yahoo existed, I think, was still being run off of Stanford servers, and Yahoo wasn't a search engine or anything. It was, it was a hierarchical index of the web compiled by hand. We built the search engine thinking we were going to sell enterprise software, so we were going to sell search engine software to large companies who needed to sort of find digital documents that they had. We thought, hey, law firms could use this to look up, corporate financings that they'd done or whatever. And we didn't, we weren't looking to build a search engine for the web, but what happened was we needed to start demoing the software to people, and we were all Unix hackers, and so our demo at first consisted of like typing in some searches into a command line and seeing, a list of results come up, and it didn't take long to realize that wasn't going to impress anyone. And as we showed it to people, they said, well, does it search more than that? And so we were scratching our heads saying, where are we going to get a bunch of digital documents? We're like, well, there's this web thing, out there, and there's a lot of web pages, and maybe we could start indexing those. And I mean, we actually even had the discussion at the time. There was an old protocol called Gopher, which was another way to sort of connect to servers and find information. And we thought, should we write a Gopher search engine or a web search engine? And I said, well, the web one's easier to write to, and it looks like it's growing faster. So we'll go write code a Spider to go out and collect all the web pages and then index them and allow people to search. And so that's what we did. And so kind of through no fault of our own became known for these guys have a web search engine. I didn't go in kind of intending to be an entrepreneur, but met the 5 guys I started Excite with, and we were all in the same freshman dorm together, in fact. And sort of as junior year came along, and senior year, we kind of thought it'd be a lot cooler to go work for ourselves than than someone else, right? And so we sort of decided first to start a company, and then second figure out what it should do, right? So that it was kind of a backwards thing. But, no one told us we couldn't do that, right? And it just so, we had no idea what we were doing. As my co-founder, Ben Lutch, liked to say, we were unencumbered by reality. And so through Joe's networking, we wound up getting hooked up with some VCs on the East Coast. They didn't really know what to do with us because we were, 6 guys with, no real track record. Half of us hadn't had real jobs before. But anyway, we wound up getting introduced to Vinod Khosla from Kleiner Perkins and Jeff Yang from IVP, which is now, he's now at Redpoint. And, they took an interest in us and wound up investing in early 1995, and search engine launched in 96. And so we were sort of, there was a whole first generation of search engines before, kind of Google came along and, became the juggernaut that it is. We launched the site, and, within a few months, we had hired a sales team who had managed to sell multi-million-dollar worth of sponsorships on the site because of the traffic it had. And all of a sudden we had a business model and a revenue model, and it took off from there. We actually wound up going public in April of 1996 at a I think $250, $300 million valuation, and then it kind of continued to go up from there. When we merged with At Home, the valuation on the Excite part of the company was pretty much an even merger. Was our half was $7.1 billion, and that was the biggest merger to date during that time, that when it was announced in early 1999.